to tell, preferably in 55 words exactly, a story that helps us to understand or to appreciate something about a patient or the practice of medicine. So obviously this is the perspective of physicians
Hmm.
who've done that form. And I think that's really, it's really the heart of the matter. And, thinking back to why I had all these handwritten notes on little green pieces of paper, like I said, it's things that really stayed with me about the practice, myself as a physician, and or something really important or interesting or, you know, surprising about a patient encounter.
And why does brevity, when I think science and medical writing, I think thousands of words, right?
Yeah,
Why does brevity have such power in storytelling?
that's a great question. I think there are a lot of dimensions to it. One is that I think it can feel more accessible to people to write that, okay, it's only 55 words. How hard could that be? Um, and so, most of the time, if you're jotting something down, you have way more words. And the idea of distilling it down is maybe it's daunting, but it's probably easier than fleshing something out. I guess it depends who you are. And, for me, the power is there can be just a nugget of an observation or interaction, and distilling that down to the essence is is it's important. And I think to me, the best 55 word stories have some kind of either little twist or surprise or possibly a little gut punch at the end. And you're left going, whoa, that is something. So I guess that's the best way I can describe it. And, since these have become more popular, people are using them in educational settings. I have a colleague who used to be in the Midwest, and she was using them on hospital adult inpatient rounds with her team. Here at the University of Rochester, Patricia Luck from the Department of Bioethics and Health Humanities just had her paper published. She uses 6-word stories, so it's tiny stories. Her paper literally just came out in Academic Medicine as an innovations piece, and she based her work on the idea of 55-word stories, but obviously went shorter. So there have been different examples in different places. The National Public Radio with Michelle Norris did the Race Card Project a bunch of years ago, and that the instructions there were to write a 6-word story about race. And those
Hmm.
are, phenomenal. So from a 6-word story, 55 seems expansive and awesome.
When you talk to students about this, like I remember the session I was sitting in on, you had folks in the room take some time to actually write one of these out. And I remember a lot of folks, surprisingly, at least for me, were open and willing to share. And that was
Yeah.
great. Is there
Yes.
anything that kind of, when you're working with groups on this, is there anything that is kind of like that surprises you in those moments? Or I guess not surprises you, but like things that you see that maybe students learn about themselves in the moment
Mm,
when they take the time to actually write one of those and share it out loud.
yeah, great question. So just to back up a minute for sort of thinking about the method, there's,
Yeah.
55-word stories, and, like I read the line from Sheets and Fry's note. They say preferably in 55 words exactly. Well, if you're going to submit a 55-word story for publication, it has to be 55 words. It can't be, 60 or 42. So that's that rule. But in starting in a workshop or an educational format, the preferably is the key word. And so I always want to set a safe space. First of all, a lot of people don't write at all and don't think that they can, that they have the ability. And so helping, encouraging people to just get beyond that and take out your pencil or your keyboard and just go. Um, and I'm not sure if this is true, but I think a lot of people in healthcare and medicine are pretty high achievers. And so if there is an instruction, people are going to get to it. So even in these like little 4, 5, 6 minute chunks, people have come out with these like exactly 55 words. But I do say, look, if it's a little longer or shorter and you're going to read it aloud, no one's counting. But the moving towards that instruction. The other part about it is 55 words. It's a boundary. and it's a short boundary. So it's not saying, write a story about your life. It's the prompt might be write about something that surprised you this week, 55 words. And so it's something that I think is contained enough to work with that it invites people to give it a try.